So today a discussion about object orientation. Discussion about object orientation. Java is the object oriented programming language. Java is object oriented programming language. What is object? First, if you don't know what is object, we cannot learn object oriented programming language. So first we should know briefly about the object. Briefly about object. How? See. So what is an object means simply it is a real world entity. It is what? Real world entity. Real world entity is having three properties. Real world entity is having three properties. So what are the three properties? First one is a identity of object. Second one is the properties of object. Third one is a functionality of object. Identity, properties, and functionality. Functionality. Right? So what is identity? So what is properties and what is functionality? We'll see a simple example. Simple example. For example, one person is there. One person is a person. The person we can call it as an object. In this world, every entity we can call it as object. Is object. And exactly take another person. Another person also object. Another person also object. And take one more. For example, not only the person. Not only the person. For example, machine. Machine is also object. So objects are for communication purpose only. See, for example, I'm teaching something. So nothing but I'm communicating with you people. And next one, to teach all these things, I'm using computer. So that is another type of communication. Okay. And what are the three things means? See, consider this object. This object is having one identity. Means what? For every object, one identity is important. With the help of identity only, it will participate in the process of communication. For example, take the name Shyam. Is an identity of object. Is mandatory. Simple reason why we have identities simply for calling. And next one, what are the properties of object? Properties. Weight. For example, color, age, qualification, all these are comes under properties. And what is the functionality? So functionality means what an object can do. The capability of object. The capability of object, we can call it as a functionality. So what is capability of object? What object can do? For example, Shyam can read, Shyam can see, Shyam can talk. All these are comes under functionality of object. What an object can do. That's it. For example, consider here it is object, machine is identity. Identity, suppose, is a Lenovo. And next one, properties of object. So what are the properties of Lappy? Same, for example, color. You can take model and you can take configuration. All these are comes under properties. And next one, functionality. Same story, what an object can do. Functionality, right? So what is the functionality of object? So here it is, it can play some videos, it can send the information, it can receive the information, and so on. All these are, right? So means what? Every object in this world having three things. With the help of those three things only, it will participate in the process of communication. Simple. Okay. Sir, in general way, how can you say that? General way, for example, in application level, for example, take one object. Object is a ATM application I am developing. Account holder information. Account holder is a object. Account holder. Inside that balance is there. For example, balance is a 5,000 rupees available. Balance. And how many functions are present? For example, functionality, withdraw, and next one, deposit functionality. One account number is required. With the help of account number only, we can process. That is nothing but identity. So means what? These are first one is a identity of object. First one is what? Identity of object. This is by which you are processing the information, that is we can call it as identity of object. Identity. And next one, properties, is nothing but a balance. Balance is nothing but a properties. And third one, functionality. Withdraw and deposit comes under functionality. So this is, so what is the use and how to communicate with all these things? Means, remember, if you want to interact with the machine, if you want to participate in the process of communication, that is possible only with the help of functionality. Functionality is very, very important. For example, this identity, the person name is a any name you can take. For example, Annie. I'm taking Annie. See, whenever we are walking on the road, for example, consider number of objects will appear, but we will not interact with all those objects. Only if you are related to a particular object, then we will start communication. For example, here see, Syam want to means what? Perform communication, participate in the process of communication with Annie. With Annie, how communication starts? Observe. First, if you want to start communication, Shyam has to see Annie. So means what? Now, yes, Shyam saw Annie. It is first functionality. So means what? What is my intention to say? Without functionality, it is impossible to participate in the process of communication. For example, imagine Shyam is a blind person. Is over communication. Shyam cannot see Annie. Right? See here functionality. Seeing is a functionality starts. And for example, Shyam doesn't know what is the name of the Annie. Then once again, Shyam is asking after seeing that. Shyam is asking. Again, asking is the functionality. Again, asking is the functionality. So what Shyam will ask, what is your name? What is your name? For example, Annie want to respond to the Shyam's question, then Annie also has to speak. Speaking is a two-way communication. It's two-way communication, and here also Annie will speak. My name is so and so. This is the process of communication in a general life. Observe, without using the functionality, without using the functionality, it is impossible to participate in the process of communication. It is impossible to participate in the process of communication. Okay, so so functionality is that much important. And in the same way, for example, Shyam want to interact with the computer. Shyam want to communicate with interact with the computer. Then Shyam need to operate. Shyam is having one extra functionality, operate functionality. For example, if Shyam doesn't know how to operate, doesn't know how to operate the computer, then definitely Shyam will not participate in the process of communication with object. Right? Suppose if I don't know how to interact with the lappy, then how can I purchase the lappy? No. So if I have the functionality, special functionality operate, right? Operate as if I have this that special functionality, then only I will purchase the lappy. So this is simply object. In this world, if you take any real world entity, if you take any real world entity, that entity is having three things. One is the identity, second one is the properties, and third one is a functionality. Third one is functionality, right? And next one, third one is a functionality, right? And communication is possible. Communication is possible only with the help of functionality. With the help of functions only, we can participate in the process of communication. That is very, very important. And in this case also, see, for example, balance is there. Means what? I want to access the properties. What is your name, color? All these are properties. No? For example, I want to change the balance in my account. I have an account. In that account, I have a balance of 5,000 rupees. and I want to change the balance. How you can change the balance? How you can change the balance means only two options you have. So what are the options? Either you withdraw, then balance will change, or you deposit, then also balance will change. If you perform any one of these two operations, then automatically the balance, the property will change. So properties we can access with the help of functionalities only, with the help of functionalities, and that is functionality we can access with the help of identity. This is simply what is object. What is object? And next one, generally if you know about the object, along with that we should know about one more thing, that is what? Class. That is what? Class. So what is a class? What is a class? It is a complete representation, complete representation of real world entity, nothing but object. Complete representation of real world entity. Simply we can call it as a model or blueprint of object. Model or blueprint of object, right? Using a single blueprint, nothing but a single class, we can construct different types, means what? Number of objects of same type. We can construct number of objects are same type. So what is that class? Simply, for example, I want to construct one building. I want to construct one building. I want to construct. If you want to construct one building, so first definitely we will approach one planning engineer. So what planning engineer will give? That planning engineer will give one plan. The plan we can call it as a model. Plan we can call it as model. With the help of that plan only, definitely you will construct that object. Simple thing. Plan is nothing but a class. This is, we can call it as object. Object is a visible, is a permanent, nothing but class is a model. But that plan will provide complete information about the object. Plan will provide the complete information about that object. So what is that complete information? What is that? Complete information means, for example, I want to construct the building. Construct that building. What information it will provide generally? How many rooms are there? Right? How many living rooms are there? How many halls? Right? A kitchen. And what is the flooring type? And what is the ceiling type? What is the slab type? The complete information it has to provide. Because class is a complete representation of object. Complete representation of object is the first one. The second one is a blueprint. Third one, using a single blueprint we can construct number of objects of same type. See, for example, group of apartments. If you take group of apartments, right, all the apartments construct under the same model. See, only one printer, but number of objects all are of same type, but only a single blueprint, same type, same type. For example, I want to create one, I want to design one lappy is a object, same. For example, something, any model, Lenovo is a G50 model. Lenovo G50 model. So as usual, same story. One plan is required. One plan. Same. Using that plan. So number of laptops we can manufacture under the same object. Under the same object model. Same object model. See, same type. Lenovo G50. Right, thousands of lapis in the market, but all the lapis looking like a same because constructed under the same plan is the same, nothing but class is the same. So generally in the real-time applications take account class is the account in one branch. For example, ICICI Bank account class is there, account class, only one class they will write. But throughout the world, lakhs of people is using ICICI Bank account. But different persons, nothing but different objects. One account holder, we can call it as a one object. But for all these people, all these lakhs of people, only one object is present. Sorry, only one blueprint is present. So that blueprint we can call it as a class. Account class is the blueprint. Okay, so this is what is class and what is object. Very easily we can understand. Object is nothing but a real world entity, any real world entity. And what is the class? The complete representation of that object. Complete representation is nothing but a blueprint of that object simply. That is what we can call it as a class. You can call it as class. And next one. And next one. Before entering into programming, first we should know how application will be. Is the structure of Java application. Structure of Java application. Right? So first one, it is it is not possible to create or develop complete application using a single source file. It is impossible to develop one application. Just consider operating system, or consider MS Office, or consider VLC. To develop one application, right, number of files we are using. Take operating system. For start button, they will write one program. For recycle bin, they will write one program. For my computer, they will write one program. Finally, they will combine all these things. For example, notepad is inbuilt for that, magnifier, games. So different applications they developed you in different files. Finally, they will combine all. and generates one final application. So here also every Java application is a combination of number of files, number of source files. Number of source file, we can call it as a class file. Java application is the combination of class files. Class files. Example I'll give. For example, consider gmail.com. One application. Gmail.com, and combination. In a gmail.com, number of pages are there. Login page, inbox page, draft page, compose page, send items, and so many we have. All these are nothing but classes if you consider as a class. First one is a login. Login.class. Inbox.class. For example, drafts.class. Class files. Class files. Right? And next one. For example, compose.class. And next one, sent items.class. Sent items.class means what? One Java application is the combination of number of classes. All these classes, right? Sir, why we are writing inside the class, and what is the use of advantages of object orientation? We'll see slowly. That is also you will understand clearly. Okay, here you'll understand is that. And here one more thing we should understand. Every application is mainly having two contexts. So what are the two contexts? First one is a static context. Second one is a non-static context. So what is a static context and what is a non-static context? Static context is the free accessible area. Every object is mainly having two areas. Is a free accessing area, and second one is a restricted access area. Restricted accessing area. Only two contexts every object is having. Anywhere you go in this world, every object is mainly having two contexts only, either static context or non-static context. Either static or non-static. So what is the static context and what is the non-static context? What is the static context and what is the non-static context? Observe, right? Generally, for example, take one theater. In a shopping mall, one theater is there. So directly everyone can enter into that shopping mall, right? That shopping mall is a free accessible area. Right? But if you want to enter into the theater, Theater is a non-static area. Is a non-static area. Some permissions are required. Permissions are required, right? That's it. For example, take like institute only. For example, if you want to collect the information about a Java, first we should enter into reception of that institute. Take a Naresh Institute only. That reception is common for all. There is no restriction to enter into that reception. Every student or every parent can easily enter into that area, because that is a static. But once you want to enter into the classroom, classroom is not free accessible area, is a restricted area. Identity card you have to show. That is taking permissions. Identity card is nothing but object. Permissions are required, right? And simply, for example, if you take this one, so two persons want to interact with the computer to perform money transaction. First person is entered www.iccibank.com. iccibank.com. Then login page will open, or simply home page will open. Home page.html. Home page will open. In the home page, it will give some information. Welcome to ICICI Bank, consider, and so on. My products are, and so many. For example, read products information, and one more button it is having. The button is, for example, money transfer button, and here it is a products information. These are the two buttons. Click on products info and click on money transfer. You can, but this space is common for all. This space is common for all. Everyone can open this space, because it's a web application, iccibank.com. Throughout the world, everyone can interact with this web application. Interact with that web application. So common page, we can call it as a static page. We can call it as static page. Parallelly, one more person want to interact. One more person. Same. One more person, so want to interact with the same thing. Communicate with that same application. Want to communicate with same application, because it's a web application, na? Throughout the world, n number of persons can interact at the same time. So two persons want to transfer the money from their account to their friend account. See, then they click on that money transfer. Both the people. Now the control is entered into another page. So what is that page? Is the login page. It will ask, please enter your credentials. Enter your credentials, right? Enter username and enter password. Enter password, and here is a login button. Is a login button. Text fields. Enter username, and next one enter password. And it is also common. It is also common page. So it is also static page. It is also static page. Static page will open. Login page. Same for this person also, exactly same. Login page. Login page. For two persons want to interact, as usual, same story. For example, first person name is a Shyam with a password. So any password the person is entered. And one more person is Annie, and password she entered. Password she entered. After that, whenever they click on the login button, now the control move to one specific area. This is personal area of Shyam. No one can interact. It's a Shyam's uh, Shyam space, right? Means what? Here it is providing that information. Welcome Shyam. Please continue with your transaction. With your transaction. Some details it will provide. This is non-static context. Only Shyam can work with this. And the same story. Whenever that Annie click on this one, then same the control enters into that specific area, right? This is Annie space. This is Annie space. It will provide that information. Annie space, Annie's, and here it is providing that information. Welcome Annie, and please continue with your transaction. Anywhere in this world, right? Either if you think generally or if you think programmatically, if you think generally and if you think programmatically, in both the ways, right? If you think only two types of contexts are available in this world, either static context or non-static context. Static context means what? Is a free accessible area. Everyone can access. No need to take permissions from anyone. And second one is a restricted accessible area. Restricted accessible area. Okay, that's it.